Hello, I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator, a century of flight.
We're going to share with you the excitement of experiencing through Flight Simulator these first 100 years of powered flight.
With Flight Simulator, you'll fly everything, from the Wright Flyer to the Curtiss Jenny to the Ford Trimotor to the Boeing 777, just to mention a few. In fact, I think I'll start flying right now at the beginning. I'm going to fly the 1903 Wright Flyer.
John is always impatient to go flying right away, but I like to learn a little more first. I think I'll check out the Learning Center. Oh, I see. The Key Topics tab shows pictures of all kinds of content to explore. And the Site Map shows the categories of information in the Learning Center. I can pick a category and read articles about weather, GPS, aircraft specs, air traffic control, and almost everything else I want to know about Flight Simulator. And the index works just like an index in a book. It looks to me like there are 3 different ways in the Learning Center to find the things I want to know about Flight Simulator.
Hey Martha, check this out. I have moved through time. So far, I've recreated the Wright brothers' first flight, and flown the Spirit of St. Louis, a Piper Cub, a Cessna Caravan, and a Beechcraft Baron. And now I'm about to take off in a Boeing 747. You know, this fleet's got everything from tail draggers to helicopters to jets.
Well, John, since you haven't been through the Learning Center, I'll bet there's a lot of things about flying those airplanes that you don't know.
Aha, Martha, I'm learning a bit more than you think because I can get the information I need about the airplane I'm flying right now by bringing up the kneeboard. I can find out key commands, checklists, flight speeds, and just about anything else I need to know while I'm flying the airplane.
But John, there's so much more. You could have gone over to the Century of Flight. You would have found some wonderful articles written by Flying Magazine editor Lane Wallace about all 9 of the historic aircraft. You know, Lane's writing is so good. She makes me feel I'm part of this wonderful history. And Flight Simulator has all kinds of historic flights in these airplanes ready for me to start flying.
But Martha, you aren't going to believe where all I've been in these great airplanes. I've been to Paris, London, the Grand Canyon, and Alaska's Mount Denali. And Las Vegas at night is gorgeous.
That's pretty good, John. Now you only have about 23,000 more airports to go before you've flown into all of them in Flight Simulator. But maybe what you should have been doing is practicing landings or instrument approaches at our own local airport, like so many Flight Simulator pilots do. You could use some practice, you know. Perhaps you should check out the flying lessons with Rod Machado. They cover everything, from your first takeoffs and landings, through steep turns and instrument approaches, to flying a Boeing jet.
Well, I might try that in a minute, Martha, but right now I'm busy fighting this turbulence. I just don't know where it came from.
John, your turbulence is coming from the weather. If you'd spent some time in the Learning Center like I did, you'd know that you can download real-world weather or choose weather themes like thunderstorms or low overcasts. Of course, if you don't like the weather you've got, you can always change it to the weather you want. That's even better than real life. And now the weather in Flight Simulator is dynamic. On a cross-country flight, the clouds, wind, and precipitation are constantly changing, just like when we fly our Cessna Skyhawk.
Well, since you know so much, I am still looking for a way to turn on air traffic control. Any words of wisdom on that?
Of course. Just press the accent key or this icon.
Las Vegas airport information is on.
Hey, Martha, what's this multiplayer thing?
Well, John, that lets 2 pilots who can get along with each other fly together.
Martha, I could get along with you.
Let's go flying together. I'll fire up the Spirit of St. Louis. Why don't you fire up the Ford Trimotor?
Well, folks, have fun in your flying.
This is as real as it gets.